America once felt like the beating heart of the world. Tourists flocked to its cities. Students dreamed of its universities. Families saved for years just to take that one big trip to Disney World, Las Vegas, or the Big Apple. But in 2025, something has changed. Quietly, without a major headline or dramatic announcement, countries that once sent millions of people here every year are pulling back. And if you think it's just about politics or travel costs, think again. The shift goes deeper. We're talking about canceled vacations, deleted flight routes, and travel advisories that make entering the United States feel like a risk. From Europe to the Pacific, allies and longtime partners are stepping away from the idea of America. Not because they don't love it, but because they no longer trust it. In this video, we'll break down the countries that are quietly distancing themselves from the US in 2025. We'll explore the hard numbers, the real reasons, and what this means for America's global standing. But before we begin, make sure to like this video, leave a comment about what you're seeing in your part of the world, and subscribe to the channel. Number 1. Canada. America's quietly frustrated neighbor. For decades, Canada has been America's closest friend. The shared border, culture, and economic ties made the two nations feel more like family than neighbors. But in 2025, that relationship is showing signs of serious strain. Nearly 900,000 fewer Canadians crossed into the US this March compared to the same month last year. That's not just a dip. It's a collapse back to pandemic-era travel levels. Flight bookings have plunged over 70%, and over 320,000 airline seats have been cut from US-bound routes. Duty-free sales at border crossings have dropped almost 50%. What's behind this? Experts point to renewed tariffs on Canadian goods, controversial remarks about Canada becoming the 51st US state, and an updated Canadian travel advisory warning about invasive searches at the border. Canadians aren't making a scene. They're just quietly staying away. And if the trend continues, the US could lose up to $9 billion in tourism revenue from Canada alone. But this isn't just about money. It's about trust. And when America starts losing the trust of its oldest ally, the message is loud and clear. Number 2. France. From admiration to avoidance. France has long admired the United States, its movies, its music, its sense of freedom. But in 2025, that admiration is turning into caution. One of France's largest luxury tour companies has reported a 20% drop in US bookings. The CEO, a veteran of the travel industry, said he's never seen anything like it. The sentiment is echoed throughout the country. A French space researcher was recently denied entry into the US, allegedly for holding sensitive data. But local media suggest it was because of private political opinions. This incident stirred public outrage in France and highlighted a broader issue. French travelers are no longer confident they'll be treated fairly at US borders. Travel influencers are steering their followers away from the States. People are choosing destinations that feel more welcoming and less politically volatile. When a country like France, one so closely aligned with American ideals, begins pulling back, it signals a shift that's as emotional as it is political. Number 3. Germany. Safety, scrutiny, and silent pushback. Germany, another longtime ally and trade partner, is also cooling its relationship with the US. In March 2025, German arrivals to the US dropped by over 28%, the steepest decline among European countries. The German Foreign Office issued a warning that even travelers with valid documents could be detained or turned away. This came after multiple incidents where German tourists were reportedly denied entry without any clear explanation. German media is now openly questioning whether the United States is a safe destination. And with tensions rising over tariffs and global policies, public opinion has turned skeptical. German tour companies are rerouting clients to Asia and Southern Europe. The quiet message is becoming louder. Germany is rethinking its connection to America, not out of hostility, but out of weariness. Number 4. United Kingdom. Cracks in the closest alliance. If there was ever a nation that felt like America's sibling, it was the United Kingdom. Shared language, history, humor, and values made travel between the two feel seamless. But that bond is fraying in 2025. Flight carriers have scaled back service between the two nations. Travel forums and agencies are reporting not just fewer bookings, but rising anxiety. One horrifying case: a British tourist detained for 19 days over a visa misunderstanding, shackled and deported, sparked national outrage in the UK. Parliament members demanded answers. Public trust took a nosedive. Now, even seasoned travelers are thinking twice. Some are choosing the Mediterranean instead. Others are simply opting to stay home. When the UK starts looking elsewhere, it's not just lost business. It's a rupture in one of America's most iconic alliances. Number 5. Australia. Long flights, longer doubts. Australia has always had a soft spot for America. It was a go-to destination for study, work, and once-in-a-lifetime travel. But the numbers don't lie. Visitor counts from Australia fell 7% in a single month, the steepest decline since the height of the pandemic. What changed? Australian travelers are reporting incidents of phone searches, detentions, and even being denied entry with valid documents. The Australian government has updated its travel advisories, and Flight Centre, one of the region's biggest agencies, predicts a $100 million loss in US-related bookings. What used to be an exciting adventure is now seen by many as a hassle. When Australians start avoiding long-haul trips to America, it signals a broader collapse of goodwill and curiosity that once felt automatic. Number 6. Spain. Canceling the American dream. Spain has always sent a healthy stream of tourists to the US. Families seeking fun, students chasing opportunity, and travelers chasing adventure. But this year, nearly 20,000 fewer Spaniards arrived in the US compared to last year. Tour operators report a sharp drop in bookings. 4 in 10 agencies say they're seeing lower interest, especially among younger travelers. Why the hesitation? Some blame the stress of American airport security. Others point to political unrest and cultural friction. Whatever the reason, the message is clear. The American dream no longer feels inviting. Travelers are choosing Canada, Latin America, and the Mediterranean instead. Spain isn't staging a protest. It's just walking away quietly. And that's even more powerful. Number 7. Denmark. The loudest quiet boycott. Denmark may be a small country, but its message in 2025 is thunderous. Travel to the US is down 34.5%, the steepest drop among European nations. But what's really shocking is the movement behind the numbers. Over 95,000 Danes have joined an online boycott of American products and travel. They're calling it a values-based stand, not anti-American, but anti-policy. One Danish woman even tracked the origin of a chocolate bar's almonds and refused to buy it after learning they came from California. That story went viral. Supermarkets have started labeling non-American goods with special tags, and travel groups are openly boycotting US destinations. It's not loud or angry. It's personal and determined. And it's making waves far beyond Denmark's borders. What's happening in 2025 isn't just a dip in tourism. It's a warning. Across the world, people are stepping back from America, not out of hatred, but out of disillusionment. The flights canceled, the vacations scrapped, the hotel rooms left empty. They're all signs that the trust once placed in the US is fading. And the bigger question now looms. Can America still be seen as a place that welcomes the world? Or has it quietly become a place people feel they must avoid? These aren't just travel trends. They're reflections of how the world feels about the United States. And if the US doesn't take notice, it risks waking up to find the world has quietly moved on. So what do you think? Are you seeing signs of this where you live? Has the tone around America changed in your country? Leave a comment below and tell us your perspective. If this video gave you something to think about, hit the like button and subscribe.